Hey everybody, Ken and Brandon here for Thursday Night Poker, CCG Poker TV, coming at you live from CCG World Headquarters. I just want to see how many times I could say CCG in one sentence.
It was a lot.
And I actually added another CCG by mentioning CCG.
You're crushing it.
I literally, I nailed the over.
Yep.
All right, St. Valentine's Day Massacre Tournament. It was 2-day ones, Friday and Saturday. 57 players total, $580 buy-in. We're down to the final 7.
Yep.
It was a very weak day one because it was actually on Valentine's Day. Yeah?
Very weak.
It was a one-tabler, 3 tables on Saturday, and then an extra 9 players on Sunday.
Yep.
57 all day, which is still fine. There was some argument to the guarantee and how guarantees work in bounties. Yes?
A little bit.
Although all of the major PTs and the WSOP do the way we do it.
Correct.
Which is if there's a 10K guarantee and it includes a $100 bounty on each player, that $100 bounty is part of the prize pool, ergo it is part of the guarantee.
Right.
It's not like you don't
count
count
the definition of a prize pool is like
played out to the players.
The pool that's being prized. And that doesn't really make sense.
I mean,
the pool of money that goes back to the players, right?
That's what I would. That's the way I interpret
Which
it. It was never meant to be
a confusion.
No, and it just I think people, because I had used the term overlay and saying, well, there's an overlay because there was like, but 50 players was always the minimum that we needed to hit the guarantee because we were including the bounties. Anyways, first hand out.
What are the blinds?
Blinds are 15-30.
No, can't be. Jill raised to 30.
So yeah, we think it's 6-12. Obviously, no call from Jill here. She's a better player than that. Ace-3 suited. She raised for the purpose of finding out where she is, and Lee very respectfully told her, "I got you. Fold."
Look at the smile on his face. Pick
Yeah,
up kings.
You won't be smiling forever. Not on Lee's play. You'll see.
Are the jokers out of the deck?
Currently,
No?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did just have a discussion on why jokers are index. It's a very antiquated thing. Seems like not a reason to have, but they're there anyways. All right, let's go over some of our cast of players. We got Instamuck, who refused to give us his regular name, just wanted to go by his Instagram handle. So if you are not currently following at Instamuck on Instagram, go ahead and shout out
That's a clever name.
Pat. It is. I actually didn't, because like it's so funny because he's like known as a super nit.
Right, which is
and
like,
he
so
like
he just insta-mucks.
instantly mucks.
Right.
And then I was like, whoa, does he
on
sing
Instagram.
Instamuck because it's Insta? I was like,
Yeah.
I was thoroughly impressed by his naming of his Instagram. So, kudos.
So, who just took on that pot? Joe? Is that Joe?
Yeah, I think Joe raised and everybody folded.
Joe's
All right, so our chip count here. Lee is in first. Jill, Anthony, Joe, Instamuck. Casey and Aaron are down to 11 and 14 big blinds, respectively.
Casey's the maroon shirt with the hat
Correct.
on.
In the 6th seat.
Aaron is in the 8th seat.
In the 8th seat, in the leather jacket. Joe is here in the 3 seat. We can see Jill's hand. Lee and Pat are in the middle of the table. Had a lot of trouble with the table.
Yeah, the table wasn't doing so
Was not firing on all cylinders for some reason. I don't know why. And then the internet, everybody's like, oh, are we going to be able to stream the final table? And I was like, the problem is the internet's not terrible there in the sense of the download speed, but the upload speed was at 2.
Yep.
2
2
mega
megabytes
whatever.
per second.
Yeah, 2. We need a 30 is a
At least
shitty
15.
connection.
Yeah, upload.
Direct, I get like 300 plus.
That's direct.
Even good Wi-Fi, it's still in the 80s, 70s, 60s. Like Viking Lodge, they're drawing like 58, 57 megabytes per second or whatever it is. Forgive us for not knowing exactly. All right, all in for Casey with ace-10. Pretty standard move here. He's got 11 big blinds.
So we decided that
10
the
big blinds now.
are 6-12?
6-12, yeah. He might be in the 14 range.
So 6-12 open to 30, shoved to 168.
Unfortunately, Lee's kind of got him out-pipped here with the ace-jack.
He does. This is kind of close, a little close for Lee. I mean, I don't know. It's a
Range-wise, you got to put him on.
right. It's kind of right at that cusp. Like, Casey's probably not shoving ace-7 or ace-6 or ace-8.
So it's the dream scenario for Lee. Ace-10 versus ace-jack. Let's see what the flop will hold.
By this point, they have already pocketed their $200 bounties. No more bounties.
No more bounties. Yeah, which I was a little disappointed on, but it is what it is.
Oh, 10 ball.
10 for Casey.
And 2 spades, but gutter ball for Lee.
Temporarily happy.
Or just a jack ball.
Jack is going to switch it again.
That'll do.
That'll do, pig.
Nope. Chop it up.
Yep. Took him a second to realize it was a chop.
Oh, flush.
Royal flush, he says. Close. It's close.
Close.
All right, so Casey
Survives.
gets it all in unknowingly, probably in a bad spot, but you can't blame him. He really can't do anything else.
Woo.
Then
Goes from a huge dog to a huge favorite.
Then
back to a huge dog. And then
drills a split pot.
chop it up.
Yeah, so he's pretty happy with that outcome.
Absolutely.
He's going to chop up the blinds. Was Lee a blind?
No, Lee raised.
Yeah, so no. So they're just chopping up the blinds,
Chop
which
up the
actually...
blinds. 2.5 big, so they
Not
get a big and a quarter each.
Big and a quarter.
So Jill was the last remaining
Last woman standing in the 2019 World Series of Poker main event, which
I
is
want to say someone in the
insane.
50s?
Insane. I think she got
60s?
50-something. 50 or 60? I mean, an unbelievable... Not unbelievable. You know what I mean.
Pretty sick.
It's a sick run. Like,
I think
she is a
also
legit player.
got like 12th, I want to say, in the monster stack.
Her poker
I'm just
street
making this
cred
up.
is, like, huge.
Yeah.
She raises, people are getting out of the way.
I feel like she's gotten a lot better, too. I feel like back when I used to play with her, a little spewy.
Really?
Maybe now, not so much.
I mean, she's got
Some people
the
just figure it out.
tournament cred to prove that. She's got
And
better.
Casey's ripping it again.
With fours, how do you like the fours all in?
183. What is that? 15 bigs?
Yeah, it seems a bit high. But
unexploitable.
I was going to say, he did exactly what you say to do. Unexploitable. Get it in. That way you're going to see 5 cards. It's exactly what's going to happen. Because if he just raises and the ace-king calls, not that that could happen, but let's just say it did, and
Every
there's no
flop
flop.
sucks.
Yeah, I mean, what are
There's
you
no
going to do
flop.
afterwards?
All right. Like this flop right here. You're just
Queen,
going to
9,
get
7,
outplayed.
you're out.
You're way ahead, though.
Yeah.
But you're just going to get outplayed by ace-king.
5. So by getting it all in, he is going to...
I mean, what are you
he
gonna
got
do?
what he wanted. 5 cards.
Yep. 5 cards, and the guy...
And I don't think his tournament life is on the line. I think Aaron's was. I think there's going to be a small chip return.
Rebate? Little rebate?
Little rebate.
I gotta see what place you got in this monster stack. Because that's gross. Monster stack was like $1 million to first last
Really?
year.
In Vegas?
Yeah, I think Jordan got 25th.
Oh, I do remember that.
I think Jill was still in. I think.
All right, so Casey's down to about 66,000. So
Card, damn it.
I still like that play, though. I mean, if you're going to play fours, that's the way to play fours, right?
Yep, I agree with that.
And you like to say it's unexploitable that
Right.
way?
You can't get exploited, or you can't get outplayed. They either got a better hand than you got a better hand than them, or
In
you're
all
racing.
honesty, and with pocket fours, your best hope here is to be a flip, right? You're not really getting any
Right, I
better
mean,
than that.
Flips are good. You're gonna have to win a flip or two to win a tournament.
Gonna have to win a flip or two.
I have no internet in this CCG headquarters. How am I supposed to look up statistics to tell our viewers?
Log onto the Wi-Fi.
And we have to tell the password in front of everybody. It's probably something weird. Isn't it blackjack?
Yeah, and then the address. I just shared it. Yep.
Technology these days. All right, so Casey's getting his last 66K with the queen threes up against fives.
And the four is just a slap on a face.
Pair of threes, no good. Fives. Oh, I was about to say I remember this hand, but it's because here I am.
There you are.
All right, payouts are on the table.
It's $1.
That was 6th, That was 7.
That was 7.
So now they're in the official.
Right. They chopped out a 7th place, though, I'm assuming.
I
Yeah.
think they took $700 out of their pocket. $100 out each out of their pocket
Wow.
for a little chop out.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So 600 for
600 profit for,
net, yeah.
for Casey. But he was in for 580, so $20 profit. Okay. Hendon Mob's not working.
Maybe it's their website, not our.
It's
All right, Anthony with ace deuce under a hijack position. He's in the hijack spot now? Seems weird. It's always weird with those positions being that.
right where they're at.
Yeah, it's because it's only 6-handed.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird for me to think, 'cause
Hijack's
I'm like,
almost under the gun. or
correct.
something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's under the gun. Nope, it says hijack. I was like, all right, I guess that's where he is. It's technically where he's at. Jill's gonna raise with ace queen suited. Nobody else is gonna even give it a sniff. I saw an ace jack of diamonds in there. Where was that at?
No.
I just saw ace jack of diamonds. It was a flash.
Then it's got to be Instamuck.
Obviously, nobody else folds
The
that.
only one that would fold. All right. Jill and Lee up at the top. Everybody else kind of clumped in the middle. Aaron.
Yeah,
Still the
Lee's
short
got some chips there. He's got about 400. Jill's got a little over 550. Joe's in the 280, 300 range. Insta is down to 100 something K. So it's pretty even stacks here. Nobody's a massive favorite by any sense.
116th in the main event for Jill.
Okay. So we
For 59,000.
we knew there was a 59 in there somewhere. What else? Monster stack.
21st in the $1,000 bounty super turbo.
Nice.
Last for 7,000 plus bounties.
It's pretty gross.
First in the WSOP Circuit Seniors event in Potawatomi.
Yeah, I knew she won a ring there. That's pretty awesome. She got any other W's? Big W's. Obviously, she's got some charity poker W's under her belt.
Third in the MSPT main event in Potawatomi for 53,000. That's a 1K buy-in. Third.
Solid. Her poker bankrolls. Nice.
Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. 2011, so you got to go back a while. $240 CPC, back when they had the CPC, winner for 49K.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not remember that one.
No, that was February 25th, 2011.
Where's the 2011 CPC winner with pocket fives? How does she play the fives?
So maybe it wasn't the monster
Raised
stack.
25,000. So a little double. Blinds are now 612. Definitely 612. Lee with queens. Oh, this is an awesome hand. Watch. I remember this one. I tagged
Okay.
it because it's legit a great hand. All right, so Jill opens to 30K with fives. Lee, a couple doors down, has got queens. I need you to watch this and stop looking at your phone.
Okay, you've literally
Watch.
announced it.
Nope, I need you to watch this part.
Okay.
I'd like there to be no talking during this part. It was just an enormous, a long time for him to... All right, so he raises to 90K. Do you like the triple bet?
The triple?
I know it's a
Yeah,
3-bet.
that's
That's
about
also a
right.
triple. I mean, you like that sizing?
Yeah.
Jill's gonna set mine here. She's
So I
a chip
guess
leader.
These internet guys say you 3-bet 3 times the raise when you're in position and 4 times when you're out of position. Because you want to make it bigger when you're out of position, so it's a smaller stack to pot ratio.
What a sick flop. Ace, king, which
Ace,
is the
king, king.
absolute worst flop
For
for
both.
Lee. No, it's the worst flop for Lee.
Yep.
Jill's like, whatever. Like, I got fives. I'm looking for a 5. I don't have a 5. She checks. He checks right behind her. A 4 comes on the turn. Jill goes, I'm going to get a little sneaky here. Fires out a bet. 210th pot. It's a small little value bluff here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What, 55? Which I think is like a huge... Oh, it's 50K. 50. Why is it... It can't be 50K. Why is it...
It might be Mo just has it stacked weird. Maybe there's 2 on top there.
Possibly.
Maybe.
That seems like a weird stacking. But
It
anyways,
is Mo.
it is 50. Could be 55, which I think is funny because she's got 5-5. She's also speeding like crazy with these 5s. So it's like a super, like, you got to think into these subliminal bets. But now she's got Lee thinking, and how do you call here with queens? I mean, you got to put her on an ace, right? I mean, she opened pre-flop and then she called a 3-bet. So you
Or a king.
I mean, she could very easily have a king. She could very easily have an ace. I don't think she makes any of these moves. I don't think she calls with anything else non-ace, non-king. Unless you put some pairs in there. Unless you could put her on jacks, which, I guess the only hand you could put her on that she might bet here is jacks, correct?
Like for value.
Correct. A
Like
value
she's
bet.
going to have like
jacks or tens or
weird
nines.
stuff for bluffs. But yeah, it gets through. That's crazy.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
It's just such a good timing. It's just a good, just kind of knowing where you're at. And obviously he 3-bets and then checks an ace, king, king flop.
So I think she takes all the aces out, and it's like, well, maybe he's got a king, but like...
If he's got a king, he raises
got a
there,
king.
or he calls, and then she gives up. It's 55 to win 210. There's just no, right?
Yep. It's, and I think she thinks Lee's not a player that's going to, like, float there with whatever and try and blast her off a hand on the river. He's
Correct.
kind of going to play straightforward. What's the guy's name in the Under Armour hat?
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
And what's the guy's name in the other hat?
And the red?
Nope, in the other hat on the left side.
No, this is Joe.
Oh, yeah,
We're looking at Joe next to Jill.
That's what I was asking. I'm sorry.
Okay, so which
the
one?
The other guy in the hat, the Under Armour hat,
Oh, well, let's find out in a minute.
with the orange.
I think it's red. It's a red shirt.
Okay.
Joe with 10-9. See, I'm getting better about saying 10-9.
Whoa.
Joe with kings.
Hello, Kings.
My old friend. 30,000 bet. Yep, seems to be the standard open right now. Lee's down, Instamuck. We don't even get to see his cards half
Okay,
the time.
fine. Red. What's
Anthony is in the 7th seat. Ace-9
Okay.
suited. It's a good spot. He's got 317,000 though. So when you're calling 30, I mean, it's a tenth of your stack.
It is. And you're out of position.
It's tough.
It
It's
is.
I don't know if it's an easy lay down, but he opts for the difference.
I kind of like, yeah.
If you're going to come in, why call? Either fold or raise. You put him out. You find out exactly where you're at. So he 3-bets to 75,000. Aaron now with jacks gives him up because he's got a bet, a 3-bet, and then you're looking at jacks for your tournament life. And jacks look really not too good there.
Yeah, shriveled up.
Shriveled up jacks like you've been in the pool all day. Nothing. Straight face that one.
That's funny.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Joe Obbs has the goods this time, so he goes all in. And Anthony, he did exactly what he wanted. He didn't want to play a hand out of position, and
So
it would have
put
been a
some
punt
chips in
of
and then-
30K just to see a flop.
Kings.
Here's the weird part, though. If he just calls to 30, do you think Aaron smashes all in with jacks?
Probably.
And then, obviously, Joe's going to probably go in all over the top.
And then Anthony
And
folds.
Anthony folds. So,
And
really, Anthony's raise saved Aaron with the jacks.
Correct. For sure, 100%.
Pretty gross how tournament
If it just
poker-
goes raise call, jacks have to just shove.
Yeah, you just smash. Smash it in. Smash it in. Smash it in.
A lot of smashing.
Yeah, I my over and unders are CCG and smash. Let's see how many I can see on each. Joe with 7s. Kings to 7s.
He showed the Kings.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to show the goods when, because Aaron, I'm sorry. Yeah, Aaron. Aaron was like, oh man, I can't believe I folded jacks there. Good fold. And he was like literally saying, I folded jacks, I folded jacks. And then he was like, well, obviously I had him this time. So it's pretty cool. Ace 6 suited after the Ace 9 suited. Same suit, which is kind of sick.
Not going to 3-bet this one.
Nope.
He's going to see
Aaron
it.
with the Ace 7.
flop.
I like Aaron's tightness here. He's down to short stacks. I have a tendency to
Just pick out
bleed,
A7 in there.
I bleed some chips here, you know? I'm a chip bleeder.
Chip bleeder, not a chip
Bleeder of chips.
Yes.
So Jill gets it in here with Ace 4.
8-4.
Sorry, 8-4. Just kind of at the end and drills an 8. which is going to be the best hand right now, and then just
Bink.
super drills the turn. Good poker face, though.
Yep.
She didn't look at her chips. This is what Daniel Negreanu says. She looked at the other player to see what he was doing. I like this.
Joe's going to try and take this pot down. He's probably thinking that these guys
He's going to test it out. Somebody would have bet the king or the queen on the flop, and the 8 really shouldn't help anybody, except he doesn't know Jill does. I don't know if I like the raise here. I think maybe she's trying to find out if he has an 8. Like, what can Joe have here that he's going to call?
I don't know. Yeah, flush draws.
Well, we talked about this.
Maybe.
We talked about the idea of if you got a guy betting into you, let him keep hanging himself. Let him keep firing in. I mean, he might have fired on the turn or on the river, and if you don't, you still see a river card.
He checks. Then
He checks, you bet, and he folds. The same result happens. You might get him to hit something. Now, I guess maybe if you're afraid of the spades, then she can't do much. So maybe that's an indication to want to raise.
Maybe.
Keep the flush draw from hitting there. Because if a spade comes and he checks, she's not going to bet into him.
Nope.
So you're just giving him a free draw. But, you know. Queen, queen.
Top.
Do you ever talk about your hands like with other players at the table?
Not usually.
I mean, I don't. I try not to.
Yeah, unless I'm like complaining, telling him he sucks. 20 minutes in, you want to do CCG plug?
Yeah, sure. 3 events this weekend, February 22nd. No, 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
Friday's
Friday night deep stacks, and there's going to be an overlay for sure. I know. You should see Brandon's face. He's horrified. It's going to be a bloodbath.
It's like 90 miles from my apartment.
Well, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Get a new job.
I knew you were
McDonald's
gonna say that.
is hiring.
Yep.
Portillo's has great benefits.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Closest Portillo's pretty far away from me.
Yeah. So then that's a disadvantage because you're still driving.
Yep.
Right. Are there any fast food places close to your house that you could work at?
KFC.
That's not bad. They got
I
that
like-
great chicken sandwich that people love.
Do they? I thought that was Popeyes.
It might be. I don't go to KFC or Popeyes.
Popeye or KFC's got good grilled chicken.
Do they?
Yeah, it's the best.
All right, back to the plug. So Friday night deep stacks in Mettawa on Friday. Going to be an overlay, so come and get some free money.
Free money.
Saturday is at Kings Hall. Great venue. Good Saturday tournaments. The 180 Mega Stack. Mega Stack. That's
What's
how
the
I said it in the
guarantee
vlog.
on
10K. It's a 10K guarantee.
What's the buy-in?
$180. $10 add-on. You get 15K bonus for showing up before 4 p.m. to register for your seat. So get there early, get the bonus.
What is it, a 150 plus 30?
Yeah, 150 plus 30. So there's probably not going to be an overlay in that one. I mean, normal mega stacks.
66. We've been getting in the 80s.
80s, 90s, and 100s. So it is the nice thing, though, folks, so there's a mega stack on Saturday, $180 buy-in mega stack, and then at 4 p.m. And then Sunday at noon is the $80 mini stack. So it's a back-to-back stack weekend.
Back-to-back stacks.
Back-to-back stack weekends. New stack tournaments, so the mini stack, the stack, and the mega stack, all of them now get
10 levels of late reg.
10 levels of late reg, 15-minute levels for the first 10 levels.
Yep.
So you get 3 hours of late registration, which basically means
Which is awesome.
4 o'clock to 7 o'clock on Saturday, 12 to 3 on Sunday. So if you've got stuff to do, if you're running a little bit late, it gives you get so many chips in those tournaments that the 5 levels of reg kind of defeats the whole re-entry thing.
Right.
So it's definitely
Because
something
nobody
to
has
think
a
about.
chance to even lose all that many chips.
You got to be a wild man. You got to try to lose them, or get super coolered.
Joe River to gutter.
Yeah.
Bet 20,000.
And got paid off.
Didn't get called.
Oh, didn't get paid off.
Took down the pot, though.
Didn't get any extra payoff.
No.
So yeah, that's this weekend. Friday is free Friday deep stack. Saturday is the mega stack. Sunday is the mini stack. So
Mini stack is in Tinley.
Tinley Park.
South guys.
South guys. Southsiders.
Sweet. Now that, on the other hand, is like 20 minutes from my apartment.
Nice.
Maybe even like 18.
Let's just go ahead and plug be non-bipartisan. We also have the circuit event is at the shoe this weekend?
Yep.
This weekend, next week, or all week? Starting
tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow.
Starting today.
Oh yeah, there's a monster. No, there's a tournament.
Event
today.
1. Event 1 is today.
So
Today and future time.
Yeah.
Thursday.
It was earlier today because this airs Thursday night at 7. So if you're at the Horseshoe, pitch us out to some of your friends so that you can see us. Even if you just want to make fun of us, we'd appreciate it. I am working on some CCG Poker Pro, like Team CCG patches, which I think might be cool. So if you want one of those, holler at us in the comment section so we can see how many we got.
Yeah. If they're worthy.
If you're, you got to pass an application process. Like Pat Instamuck, he'd be good.
One.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jill, I'm hoping she'll wear one, but I'll have to pay her. Right. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like to get them ready for the summer because I still want to get a crew to go out there this summer to the main event. Not just the main event, but WSOP in general. I think it might be fun. Do like a little CCG meetup out in Vegas. So also hit us up if you'd be interested in that. What do you think?
I like it.
It might be fun, right?
Of course it's going to be fun.
I mean, how much fun would it be to be in Vegas and splash around and get our own, like, 1-2, 1-3 mixed game or something goofy, Right. Just a lot of fun stuff. Instamuck, no, Joe is, good Lord, I'm lost.
Joe limped, and it's to
Insta's got a little king-queen. He's down to, he's pretty short. But here's the deal. He knows that it's checked all the way around. Joe limps. He was on the small blind. His range at that point being as tight a player, his image is that he's got the goods there. So you're going to get a lot of calls, a lot of folds there.
Even if he didn't have king-queen.
Which is not a terrible hand. No. I think in general, take apart the table image, king-queen's a good spot to shove there.
Correct.
Right? But add into the fact that it's Pat, his king-queen turns into like minimum ace-queen.
Yep.
Min ace-queen.
Right.
So, by all intents and purposes, he was looking at ace-queen.
Where people are folding ace-jack is what we're saying.
Ace-10, ace-9, any ace really lower than ace-queen is folding to him. Pretty gross. And if he gets it in against 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, I mean, it's a flip. And he'd be okay with that.
10-3, he will not be putting a chip
in. No chips there.
Tens.
Anthony with 10s could be spelling trouble for Aaron here in the Battle of the Blinds.
This is probably
Pat loves that sweatshirt because people ask him all the time, like, if he goes to Harvard. Yeah. It's funny because, do you remember? You won't remember. I told a story once where I had this Princeton hat.
Oh, yeah,
it was like a Sigma something fraternity out in Princeton, and I wore it all the time, and people were like, oh, do you go to Princeton? Then after a while, I was just like, yeah, of course. I do. Yep. Yeah. I was like a junior in high school. I thought it was really neat. All right, Aaron just decides to call this raise from Anthony. Flop is 9-3-3. Worst possible flop for Aaron. Yep. He flops top pair with top kicker. Not really worried about a 3. Anthony checks into him, which I think is kind of gross.
Yep, good check. All in.
All in, snap call.
Ace 9, 10.
Just draw into a 9.
Mo, slow down. We need to see these hands.
And the 10s are good.
Hold.
Yeah, I mean, I think,
by the way, 10-3 would have busted them both.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
It is. Some people raising the button with -2 cards.
Now, I don't know if Aaron's going to have a little bit of chips left here. He might have 1.5 blinds, something like that, which stinks because he's a small blind coming up, too. He's just all in the next hand. But I like the way Anthony played this one. I like the check on the flop to get a smaller stack to try to shove into you when you've got an overpair. I mean, he's goading him to go all in there, right?
Correct.
I mean, he bets Aaron.
And there's nothing Aaron.
We don't know that. I mean, if he's got 2 big face cards, any king queen, king jack, ace 10, not ace 10, but ace jack, any face cards, Aaron might try to make a move there and make something happen. But unbeknownst to Anthony, with him having top pair, top kicker, I think that hand's going to get it all in no matter what.
Yeah, that's.
Aaron got it all in thinking he was way good.
Of course.
Stinks. I hate when I get it all in what I think is way good and it turns out I'm way bad.
That does stink.
That's a bad scenario.
Yeah,
in the Venn diagram of scenarios, that's like the lowest.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
Down to 5, yeah?
Nope. Aaron's still in.
Oh, sorry. 5.5.
Chip in a chair.
5 1/4. 5 1/8.
Really 5 and a blind.
Yeah. Anthony, we're down. Ooh, king queen. Jill's just, she has to call. I mean, there's nothing she can do there. It was Jill's job to knock him out. King Queen versus 10-4. Oh no, 4, 3.
Chop it
Deuce
up.
or 7.
Chop
Deuce!
it up.
No. That's the second all in where the other guy is way behind and just drills the chop pot.
And Aaron's going to pick up 6,000
from the
Jill's,
other
ante.
Annie. So Jill actually lost money on that hand.
Yes.
That stinks.
It does.
But you always say to not think of the blinds, or I'm sorry, your ante as money in the pot. Like, you have to pay it. It shouldn't be a determining factor in what you're doing with your cards. Right?
Yes. Very, very minimally. Like, you can add, like, literally 2 or 3 or 4 extra hands in of your defending range because of your extra big blind. But it's not something where, like, you're like, I got 7 deuce offsuit. I gotta call because
I've got money in.
Right.
Lee folds. Instamuck folds. I don't even know why I wait for him. I just know he's going to fold. Anthony with ace-king. Gives the old Aaron how much you got. Aaron wisely folds. He's got some free hands.
Yeah, he's got some hands to pick a spot.
A4 is a pretty good reason to get rid of it.
Jill 9 deuce out of there.
Ooh, Joe with
Jacks.
jacks. Jacks and Joes.
What is this, flat calling?
He flats.
Wow. I don't know about that.
I
Got
mean,
the
the
7
idea here is to
chips,
flat,
but,
check, he bets, and then you get rid of the jacks.
That's going to happen a lot.
Yeah, it's going to happen a lot. Can't imagine he might PO one here. Backdoor flush draw? Nah, shows to jacks. Kind of didn't really want to play that hand. Jacks seems to be a hand that people dislike the most.
I love jacks.
Right?
I get excited
I mean,
when I
it's
see jacks.
got to be a top,
6 hand?
I was going to say 6 or 7.
For sure.
Didn't we do this last time?
Yeah. Probably
Ranking
like
out your top
5th,
4
right?
hands. If you had 5 hands left, your top 5 hands, what would they be?
Aces, kings.
Queens. You don't have to do them in order.
Yeah, queens, ace, king, and jacks. Jacks over ace, queen, for sure.
Think so?
I think so. That's just me. Either way, okay, just put ace, queen over jacks. That's just one more hand.
Top 6, top 7. That's
Yeah.
where you get the top 6 tops. You know, it's the same difference.
I love jacks.
Would you say you want to marry jacks?
I could marry jacks.
I don't know where I was going with that. I just thought it was funny.
Rather marry queen.
Ah, there you go.
But then there's something about kings.
Yeah, I was going to mention the king.
All right. Anyways.
Jill's got a real hand.
3-bet city from the button with the ace jack. Gonna get it through.
She just
Slam
say 3
dunk
bets?
spot.
Oh, yeah, she 3-bet.
She made it 100K.
I didn't even see her put chips out. She's so confident in her wins now, she doesn't even put chips in the
No,
pot?
she slid 100K.
Oh, I didn't see it. All right, so Jill has got the table moderately dominated here. She's got everybody 2x'd, and Instamuck and Aaron Obs is really on life support here. Yeah. He's ready to pull a plug.
Did you see the car crash in NASCAR?
I heard about it. My wife actually told me something about it.
Yeah.
But what actually happened?
He's okay. He crashed on the last lap, but I mean, car flipped over and then got drilled by another car hitting the driver's side.
Oof. So I heard that everybody thought he was dead.
Yeah, right.
Did you like that one?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not dead though.
No. It was only funny because
Serious
we
condition.
paused and then you had just said before I hit record, everybody thought he was dead, and then I followed
Right,
that
you
up.
heard, yeah, you heard that, huh?
Yep. Aaron's all in here with the King Queen up against Lee with 10s. Jill called the 28,000 with King 9. What's Lee to do here with 10s?
Raise.
Isolate?
I would be raising to 100,000.
4x?
You know,
But you said a 3x when you're in position,
yeah, and 4x. when
facing
you're
a
out of
3 bet, but you're not facing a 3.
He's out of
bet.
position, going to be in his hand. He's in the small.
Oh, my bad. You're
So,
right. You're right. You're right.
4
My bad. I
times.
forgot about that little white button.
Yes. Apparently, there's some reason. Why
I don't want to throw anybody underneath the bus here. However, do you find this to be a long amount of time to try to figure out a raise? No? Borderline?
I mean,
Middle? I'm asking a
you
question as
haven't
a
played
regular
so
player.
much
I don't. I don't play tournament poker.
It's pretty.
I play
slow.
very minimal amount of cash games. So like, and in the games I do play are aggro, aggressive PLO games where it's like basically bingo that we're just jamming money in and seeing what happens. People make split-second decisions. So I have a little bit of a very low tolerance.
It's gotten quicker, but tournament poker is very slow. I mean, there's people that they're going to wait 15, 20 seconds before every street, before even like...
Why? It tilts the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
It's like people playing golf slow for the purpose of playing golf slow.
Yeah.
You're not going to play any better. I mean, what are you going to figure out in 20 seconds extra that you didn't figure out 20 seconds before? Remember, like, when you take...
I think it's more along the lines of, like...
When you take a test and they always tell you, like, your first inclination... If you're not 100% sure in the question, your first answer is typically your best chances to get it correct.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that apply in poker?
I think it's more along the lines of, like... When you miss the flop and you have something, and you miss the flop... Or when you miss the flop... And when you hit the flop, like, you want to take the same amount of time both ways.
Which is fair, and I am all for it. However, if that amount of time is only 3 seconds versus 20 seconds, you're saving every single person hands per hour. The events become more profitable for the players. You're getting a deeper structure.
I mean, I agree with that.
Prove me that I'm wrong.
I'm not.
I'm like that guy in Central Park with the sign up front that says, prove me that playing slow is better. Prove me wrong. It's not. There is no benefit for anybody to be like, well, I want to take the same amount of time. Fine, make that amount of time 3 seconds, not 20. 20 seconds is ridiculous. Fortunes are won and lost in less time than 20 seconds.
I agree. I'm not sticking up for the slow players.
And I'm not saying it's bad, and I'm not blaming Lee for anything. I'm doing this to be argumentative and have a discussion on our streams so that people can kind of, right, this is the whole point, for us to think about poker, how to make poker better, how to become better players.
The shot clocks because it takes
That's why we do this, right? I mean, we're not doing this just to hang out and talk about poker all day.
No, I hate poker.
No, you don't.
And I hate hanging out.
That's not true either.
Yeah, right. Call my bluff.
I call. Queen Jack from Jill, 40K raise. Or raised his 240,000. Insta, I will say this: he's not his table image of a nit. Maybe he just gets really bad cards because his cards, besides the king queen,
He had kings. He shoved kings.
Okay, so he's played 2 hands, kings and king queen.
Well, there's only been 12 hands.
Yeah, that's true too. 1 out of 6 ain't bad.
No.
King 10 for Anthony, who is going to give it up to Jill's aggressive.
I mean,
action.
when 90% of the hands are bad hands.
1 out of 6 isn't bad?
Yeah.
It's like 18%.
I don't know that math.
It is.
I'm too tired. I'm really tired.
What are you tired from?
I haven't slept. No sleeping for Brandon today.
No? Working a night job at McDonald's or late night Portillo's?
Late night Portillo's.
You're a barista?
No. I don't even know what a latte means. I
Yeah,
just found out that you add milk.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what a
something to do with
latte
milk.
is?
Yeah, steamed milk. Joe with Jack 8.
Milk? That's my favorite
steamed milk. I'm not even 100% sure that's true. I think it's
See,
true.
like, and you should be happy that Lee isn't balancing his, like...
I would have flipped the table.
Like, he's going fast when he doesn't have anything and slow when he has something, which is kind of like...
The
bad.
worst combo.
Like, always go fast or always go slow.
Yeah.
All right, we got a battle of the blinds here. The 10-4 versus the 7-3. I was going to pick Jill because she's in position, but she gets outflapped. I like the check by Anthony.
Does she?
Yeah, I like Anthony just checking the turn again.
Yeah. I mean, if you check the flop there, you might as well check the turn. I mean, what are you worried about? A king? She would have raised pre-flop if she had a king, you would think.
Plus, you're really only going to get one street of value with a hand like this.
Yeah. Duck on the river is a pretty good spot.
Let her bluff. If she wants to, she's going to give up winner. One street of value. By betting the flop and the turn, you just get yourself open to just getting bluffed, by getting outplayed, by
a player in position.
Yeah, so much bad stuff happens. It's okay to check.
So you really like the idea of
okay to
check your top pair on the flop, bet the turn, see, and if she
No,
calls...
check the turn.
Really?
Yeah.
And then bet on the river?
Yeah. Like, you're only going to get one street. You're either going to get a street by her betting the turn or a street by you betting the river.
Right.
Like, anytime you start going bet, like, you're not your 10-4 diminishes. All right, we're up to 816, and we're down to 816-8 because the big blind ante is now a small blind ante. I really miss the squirrels.
Yeah,
They're
they were
rough.
fun. It's colder outside today. It's 26.
All right, ace 9 under the gun. He's got a thinker, and he makes it 10, 20, 35.
Raises to 35 with ace 9.
8, 3, 7, 3, king, jack for Joe. This is going to be a see a flopper kind of hand.
See a flopper. I like that term.
Yeah.
See a flopper. I moved the Pac-Man machine. That's what happened.
Oh, I thought wasn't it originally there though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved it back.
But then, that little weird poker table you had is gone now.
I'm taking that out.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Me neither.
All right, Joe, plenty of equity here with 2 overcards. A gutter ball hits his overcard.
Lee flopped a 9. He didn't bet the flop?
No, he took the Brandon advice and checked the flop. Then might as well. Now he's going to bet the turn. See, like now, if he's betting the turn, like he's almost turning his hand into a bluff.
Because
like,
there's 2 overs and
like all
3
of a sudden
spades.
he's trying to get spades and tens and stuff to fold. Maybe not tens, but like
Not going to work on
all of a
Joe.
sudden he's trying to get stuff to fold instead of trying to get value from his hand. Drills an ace, check. He's going to check back here, win the pot with aces and 9s.
Yeah. Which is
He's
unfortunate.
got plenty of showdown value here.
Because Joe had him moderately dominated and kind of got out kicked there.
Joe's
in the
not
eighth.
happy.
He's not happy about the way that hand played
That's
out.
just the worst river.
Yeah. Because it's 4 spades out there as well. Either one of them could have bluffed spades there and probably got it through.
Yeah.
So
no need for Lee to
He
bluff,
might
though.
be aggravated that Lee
Lee's not.
hit him on the river, but he also might be thinking, man, I felt like I should have bet there and I didn't, and that was the right inclination. Boy, what do you know? His first thought
You're
was
just
first.
assuming that his first
I can
thought.
read him like a book.
Right.
Or not. I mean, whatever. It's close.
It's close.
It's close. Speaking of it's close, I ran into him at the...
You told me.
Yeah, it was so random. It was like seeing a lion outside of a cage, like at a U-Haul storage place, right? It was just
Instead of
like,
in the zoo.
hey, KJ, what's going on? I was like, whoa, what are you doing here? I only
Like you exist in the,
in the
world?
outside world. Like I only see him in gambling places. It was very weird to see him somewhere else. When are we going to do some Blackhawks tickets giveaways?
I don't know.
Next weekend? This
There's
weekend?
There's a game tonight. There's a game.
Well, we can't give away a game
There's a
tonight
game
on
yesterday.
this episode because...
The game was last night. It's pretty good.
It's pretty tough. How are the Blackhawks doing?
They're like 500. They're not going to make the playoffs.
Really? Oh, it suck as our first season as season ticket holders to not be able to get any playoff games. I was at least hoping for one round.
Nope.
All right, Lee calls here. Anthony's the one who opened here with the Queen 9 suited. It is a beautiful hand, but not... doesn't play well.
Queen 9 is a cash game kind of hand. Bink, unless you hit the 9 on the turn.
Yeah,
and Jill has 9-8. Check. Anthony.
Lee's stuck in the middle here with 3s.
He's going to bet here for value.
I like it. It's a good bet.
All the aces are kind of...
50. Any of the aces should have bet the flop. Yeah, 55 again.
But see, we make all these assumptions. That's why it's so good to check these aces and stuff. Got to be balanced.
I am not balanced.
You know what I mean? Like, do you always just bet an ace when you have it on the
No,
slot?
for me, it's all about the kicker. Like, if I had an ace queen, ace jack, ace king, I probably let's play it a little worse. Ace jack, ace 10, where I feel like my kicker is good, I'll bet the flop. If I have like a fletch hand, like an ace 5 here, I'm more worried about the kicker, so I probably would have checked. I would have check called this bet here, and we would have seen a river.
By the way, me and Brian in the background are teaching legendary Howard how to play Chinese poker. And let me tell you,
It was difficult. Chinese poker's fun. We haven't talked about Chinese poker in a while.
Open face.
It's a fun game. It's basically like it's like playing solitaire when you had a deck of cards and you were a kid. At least this is what we did. I mean, you would just play solitaire, right? Because it's a one-player game with a deck of cards. Yeah. Open face is that version with 2 players. Like if it's just you and another guy, you can't play spades, can't play hearts, can't play bridge. Poker's kind of silly to play when it's two-hand unless you're just doing flips. Super fun to play open-face Chinese poker.
Yep.
So if you want to learn how to play
It's fast, it's easy, it's gambly.
if you want to learn how to play open
It's really
face,
not that hard to learn.
come and talk to Brandon on Fridays and Sundays, and he will give you a free 1-hour lesson.
1 hour?
Yeah,
I'm busy.
we'll play for like 10 cents a point.
Then I'll win $8.
No, I mean that's worth
80
worth
points,
it.
yeah.
It's worth it. All right, Jill is still our chip leader. Lee and Anthony are pretty close there behind it. She's only got him about 50% more than both of them. Lee's made a little run here, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah.
4-seat.
He rivered the ace.
The ace was a nice pot. The 10s was a good pot.
Jill, king 4 out of there. Jack deuce out of there. 9-7 on the button. Got to think about opening the button when the small blind is
Basically folds every hand, and Anthony has been pretty straightforward.
Just whatever you do, don't limp. All right, he is going to open to looks like 35. Pat, look at that, muck and Jack 10, and Anthony out of there with 10-8. Take it down. Easy game. Pat has the VPIP of 4. 4%
That's
of pots.
insane!
It's once.
Wow. That's gross. It's awesome. Pat, take a picture of that.
Yeah, there's some clubs that I play in where like you aren't allowed to play unless you have a VPIP of 33 or higher. Pat wouldn't be allowed to play in any of those.
No. Too nitty. Joe with ace-queen under the gun. $10-4, good buddy. He's out of there. Insta, 3 high.
3 high out of there.
86, 74. Yeah, we're not seeing a flop here. Or are we, Joe? Or are we, Joe?
She kind of wants to.
She really, really thought about getting involved in that hand, which I like because she's thinking, I can't just always show the good hands, right? Or am I just really getting out there?
No, you're right. And
I mean, at least that's an example of her going, man, I got to be more balanced. I gotta throw out some of these bad hands so that I will get called on my really premium hands when you want those calls.
Plus, she just the price is always there with the big blind ante and stuff.
And at 7-4, you know damn well you're not sharing any cards with that other player.
Probably
so
not.
if you drill 7-7 king, you getting paid big time.
Yep.
She could stack them or stack off. How does that go again?
Stack them.
Stack them. Stack them and rack them, Phil. Queen 3? No. King 10 for Jill in the small blind. She raised, and Joe instantly gets rid of it before we even find out how much it is.
5 deuce off. Can't do much with the 5 deuce off.
No, regardless of how big your big blind is, you're not going to do a whole lot with 5 deuce off. Insta's down to 12 big blinds here. This is going to be a two-part series, folks. First half is tonight, Thursday, and then we'll follow it up with the
next Thursday.
Last Thursday of February is what I was going to go with there. We do get a bonus day. It's leap year.
February's weird.
Why is February
There's 5
weird?
Saturdays, and it's the shortest month of the year.
That is weird.
Crazy.
It's crazy town. Leap year really threw us for a leap this time.
Yeah. You know, my aunt was born on the 30th, so she's really only like 10.
You mean the 29th?
Yeah.
28 days in February.
Right.
I wonder why they came up with the idea of like, hey, let's just make February 28 days long. What's the reasoning for that? If anybody knows, tell me in the comments.
I mean, I know.
Well, okay. Well, you can tell us now.
I don't want to tell you now.
Okay.
You really don't know?
I have no idea. No reason. Why is there only 28 days in February? Why do they choose February to be the month that only has 28?
Because there's 365 days in a year that,
Right. Sure.
Earth rotates the sun.
I'm aware of that.
Right.
What does that have to do with February?
Because if you divide up the months.
Uh-huh. Keep going. I love this train of thought.
Oh, man.
Yep. Keep going. We're derailing as we speak.
One of them has to be.
I agree.
It's. I know it is. It's 364 and a half. No, 360.
I'm not asking why there's a leap year. I know where leap year comes from. My question was, why is there 28 days in February normally when all the other months have 30 or 31? At what point, who decided? January's going to have 31 days. February, we're going to make 28 just to really mess with people. And then we'll go back to the regular 30, 31. It's just odd.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. All right, we got some... we got a Lee raise here with Jack 5. So he must have heard us about balancing his play because he's balancing.
I gotta look it up now.
All right, look it up. Let us know. Hopefully somebody's already commented and let us know what it is. It's nice here when he opened a moderately bad hand, flops nothing, and then pushes into Joe or pushes him around, puts some pressure on Joe and gets it through. He's got to be super happy with that pot.
Oh my
it's like
gosh,
a free 150K.
You know, it's not my internet. It's my Safari browser. Safari browser's not doing good right now. Why only 28 days February?
All right. Joe is now down to 14 big blinds, and Instamuck is down to 12 big blinds. Everybody else is pretty comfortably set here for chips. Just those two players, so a little ICM for those two. Trying to fight this pay jump.
This is weird. I don't know.
Trying to figure it out. Queen Jack Spades for Anthony, which I find to be a gorgeous hand. So does he. Limps in. Jill with sixes. Let's see what she's going to do. She limps. The limp fest starts. King Jack now for Lee. What's he going to do? Suited. Suited KJ. Can't limp with this after two limpers are in front of you. Or maybe you can limp. Man, Insta gets a free flop here where he should not. Really doesn't want to flop a king here because that's going to be trouble town. Ace, deuce, 4. Two spades for Anthony. Checks all the way around. Most still looking at Anthony. Oh, did we miss the turn? No. Guess Anthony hadn't checked. My bad, everybody. Best hand folds. Insta wishes he had spades there, but he does not. Anthony takes it down. This is a Brandon moment. Brandon, you always say when you have a flush draw, bet it twice. Bet your flush draws because it gives you two chances to win.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
And he won the pot. He did not need to hit. Yeah, he didn't even need to hit that spade.
Okay, it's on a Roman superstition, which is kind of cool.
Okay, lay it on me.
Oh, it's kind of long. Okay,
Give me
each
the short
month.
Cliff Notes.
I don't know. Blah 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 blah. Well, every month besides the second in the calendar consists of at least 30 days. February falls short of 28 days. In order to fully sync the calendar year with the lunar year, the Roman king Numa Pompopoulos added January and February to the original 10 months.
Okay, it's crazy.
The previous calendar had 6 months of 30 days and 4 months of 31 days for a total of 304 days. However, Numa wanted to avoid having even numbers in his calendar as Roman superstition at the time held that even numbers were unlucky. He subtracted a day from each of the 30-day months to make them 29. And blah, blah, blah. Each of the year, 355 days. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Fast forwarding. Numa chose February, a month that would be host to Roman rituals honoring the dead, as the unlucky month to consist of 28 days.
It's crazy. I don't know if anybody... I didn't know that.
Oh, this is really stupid. He subtracted a day from each.
Oh, you've really fallen down a rabbit hole here,
At
Brandon.
least 1 month out of the 12 needed to contain an even number of days. But all the 30s are even, too.
Well, 31s are not even.
Yeah, but all the 30s are even.
True. Maybe they needed more evens than odds? I don't know.
No, this can't be right.
All right, well. Lee's got King 7 suited here from the cutoff position, which might as well be the button considering Pat's VPIP is 4%. Insta's got 6-3. He's not playing. Pocket 8s for Anthony. He's going to see a flop. Let's see what Jill's going to do with her 10-4. I think he was hoping for a Jill raise there. Gives Jill the opportunity to outplay him. Not going to happen on a 6-deuce-deuce flop. 8 should bet out here. Nope, check, check. Turns a 3. Gives Jill a gut shot. Bets 20. Jill's going to appeal a river card here. Hope for a 5. King no good. Check. Gives her the opportunity to bluff. What she's going to do. Puts out a chip stack here. Looks like 60? 65 maybe? 70,000. That's about half the pot. No, that's the full pot. What do you like here with 8s? They limped in. Checks on the flop. Anthony bet into her, and she called. What is she representing by betting the king here? Consider she... Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good call by Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, like...
And she just said she got me.
That have a king in it are pretty much what she's representing.
Nice.
Which isn't very many.
No. That you don't raise pre-flop with.
And that don't bet the flop, so it's really got to be spade flush draws that have a king in it, which now we're talking
You backdoored.
a couple of combinations.
Which is a pretty loose call.
Okay, I'm going back to the...
We're still on this?
Yeah,
Okay,
so there was initially only 10 months in the year, so they added January and February at the bottom.
Okay.
So...
Were they still called March, April, May, June? I mean, was that...
Martis, Aprilis,
Okay.
Maius,
Latin.
Eunice,
Gotcha.
Sextilis.
Ooh, Sextilis. Wonder what happens in
And
that month.
then September, October, November.
That's great. That's so weird.
Anyways, they had to add it, so then they added to make the full, what they thought was a full lunar cycle, 355 days. It was 31 days in January, 28 days in February. That's it. Now you know. And it said something about it being unlucky. And since it was the 12th month of the year. And it's funny because this is all wrong. They're still 10 days off because of 365 days. But, you know, they were probably pretty smart back then for how little they had to work with.
Yeah.
I mean, we're smart because we can go on Google and read
It's
this
so
stuff.
much easier now.
Right, it's pretty easy to be smart.
All in for Joe with King 10. Really punishing that limp by Jill.
What are those things you used in math that have...
Abacus?
No. What's an abacus?
It's like the little beads that you push over. to
No,
count.
I'm talking about the things that measures angles.
Protractor?
A protractor. Could you imagine, like, using a protractor to, like, look at the angle of the sun, to, like, see what time it is, and weird stuff like that, when now we're just like, 12:22 on Wednesday, February 19th.
No. When was the last time okay. It was here.
Lee and Instamuck are trying to have a conversation here.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Do you think Aaron
Doesn't look good.
Lindsay.
He said he's not gonna join again.
What?
Right. Yeah. That's good. All right. Pat is on life support here. He's down to 10 big blinds. Hasn't really gotten any hands to try to force at all.
No.
Yeah.
But with his image, he doesn't even need a hand.
No, that's true. Jill's going to raise the button here with a king. Gets Joe to fold. $32, $35, $38. Gives it up. Ooh, Queen 3 suited. He might have been able to see a flop there.
He might have.
Maybe he didn't want to see a big hand with Jill. Is that stuff you think about when you think about your range? Does your range get smaller when you're up against when the two large stacks are going at it? Or, you know,
A little bit, yeah.
right? I mean, it should. I mean, obviously, if you're going up against Pat, I don't know, then it's like the reverse. Now that you know the guy's putting it in a big chunk of his chips here with probably a premium hand.
Yeah, it's still got to go.
A lot of stuff to think about in poker.
I know. It's more than just looking down at King 7 and
Yeah. It's true.
stack sizes and images and perceived
Plus,
ranges.
we also miss the fact that we're seeing a truncated part of the tournament, right? This is at, what, like 8 o'clock at night?
Right.
They've already been playing 8 hours of poker. So a lot of these players have been playing together for a long time. You know, you've been in this for a while. The pay jumps really start to increase. Kings for Anthony here. Ooh, H-Jack for Jill. This could be trouble time.
She's going to make 100,000 again, probably.
She did.
She did? 100,000? Her standard 3-bet?
Out of position for Anthony again. Giving her the eyeball. All in. I think that was a good amount of time to kind of wait. I mean, you don't want to snap call.
And now she can fold.
Yeah, and she shows the ace, and it's good. What do you think Jill needed to have there to call his all-in, considering he is the chip leader?
Oh.
Ace, king, min?
Yeah, ace, king, queens plus. So, ace, king.
Queens or aces.
Or kings.
Right, but, I mean, I got you. All right, Instamuck down to 8 big blinds here. Gonna need a hand. He is small blind. Just paid his big blind. Ooh, Jill with ace king. Follows it up. Ace jack, ace king. Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Are you a superstitious player like the Romans, where you think that like hands come in groups at all?
No,
or
I don't believe in luck.
I like this. She still keeps her raise in that standard 40K. I mean, it's kind of perfect. Queen 7.
Snap folds.
Lots of folds. All to Jill. Falling like dominoes. All right, Pat's going to get some free hands here, but he's down to 8 big blinds or 7 big blinds?
8.
Yeah, because we saw that graphic before.
Yeah.
We are 8-16 with an 8, though, because they're down to 5 players, so that ante gets halved, which people have like a lot of trouble with. And it's a benefit for the players.
Yes,
but they always seem to be very confused for about 3 or 4 hands because they're so used to paying the big blind as the ante that it's like, oh, I get a discount? It's awesome. Nah, Joe, no 7 deuce prop bet here.
Put that one in the muck nice and quick. King 6. Probably go to the muck. Pat's already ready to muck.
He's balancing, though. He's getting better at the timing, right? We talked about this. Ooh, is he going to try to... He might be making a move here. He is. 35 to 40. 35 raise. Insta 6-3. Ace 8 for Anthony. Yeah. Not really a hand you want to get involved with. Jill's got no problem with it, though. She's a defender of her big blind.
Well, yeah, I think she realizes that. I mean, you get to play these hands in position when you defend guys. I mean, that's...
Premium.
Well, I shouldn't say in position. When you defend, you're usually out of position. But, I mean, she had to call, what, 19 more thousand to win this pot of, to win 67,000?
Lee hits his 6, but it gives Jill an open ender. It's hold'em, though, so nobody's worried about these spades or clubs.
Flush draws?
Yeah, who thinks about those? Lee's going to make the right move here, and he's going to bet it out. I don't think Jill can put him on a 6, right?
Well, she's putting him on... No,
I think she... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to put him on a 6 here. She drills something on the river?
She does.
Oh, boy. Up and down here, and she just checks it, and he rolls it back to her. She's disappointed. She wanted him to bet again. Yep. Straightly. No good.
A little Fallout Boy in the background.
Yeah, I like Fallout Boy. It's one of my secret,
yeah, they're good.
my guilty pleasures, you know, like one of those things that I don't admit to liking, but yet I totally jam out to Fallout Boy in my car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They've got some pretty big hits.
Oh, yeah, this whole album is...
We haven't done this in a while. What are your top 3 bands, not including Fallout Boy, that you jam out to in the car, but you would never admit to being a fan? And I'm not saying like super fan, just like if a song came out, you're like, yeah, turn this one up.
I mean, I got one.
Boom, boom.
I mean,
what is it?
Coldplay.
Oh, God.
Well, this is why you should never admit to it. I mean,
You just admitted to it,
well, I know
though.
because you asked me to.
To the public. You want to
man.
know? You want to know what mine is? Mine might be worse.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah, easy.
I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. I think she's great. My girls love Taylor Swift,
Especially
so we listen
her
to a lot of
early
Taylor
stuff
Swift.
when she's in,
Yeah.
when she's more countryer and like was like 16.
And I'm not actually a big fan of country. I don't really like country. Jill small blind with 3s, she raised, and Joe gave it right back up again, which seems to be a pattern, which I think Joe might be getting a little aggravated by. It seems like she's raising a lot of her small blinds into him when it's folded to her.
Yeah.
It seems she's setting up a big hand eventually. We'll see who comes out on top. Joe is the second smallest stack, too. I mean, he's really kind of waiting around for Pat to bust out of this tournament. It's funny, him and I talked about this because he's like, I really like Pat as a guy, but he's like, him and I are the two short stacks, and I want to level up or ladder up, and it's like you kind of have to root against your buddy. And it's funny how you play in a tournament, and there's some players that you just actively dislike, and maybe this is just a me thing. There's like players at the table where I totally, I want their chips. I'm aggravated by them. Whereas then you get other players where I'm like, that guy's cool. I don't really want to bust him.
I
shouldn't do that.
I played with a guy
but I
for
do.
12 hours yesterday. I just call every one of his 3-bets because he has a face I just want to punch. He won a couple thousand off me, but I just don't want to punch him in the face. All right, Pat is in the big, huh? So 1.5 more big blinds going in for Pat. He's going to need to find a spot. And finding a hand for Pat is going to be tough. He's going to have to maybe lower it down to like a Kenny or Brandon standard of hand. Because finding the Pat hand right now probably ain't going to happen.
I mean,
this
it would be
nice
fortuitous.
Play. All in. King high. Especially on the guy who never plays a hand.
Queen 8, he's gave it the eyebrow. He knows he's got to make a move here. Is Queen 8 going to be the spot that he gets? He's actually not in a terrible spot here if he does decide to go with this hand.
No.
I mean, you're really at your best bet is this exact scenario.
He folds.
I didn't think he'd be able to call there.
So if Lee knows that Instamuck is going to be calling very...
not calling lightly,
then he can shove more hands, which in turn can let Pat call off more lighter, because sometimes Queen High will be good there if Lee's just like going to look down at 5-4 suited and
which
shove.
works well when your only option, if he was at like 100, if he had like 10 or 12 big blinds where he could go all in and maybe force a fold from Lee. But I think he was thinking that and then realized there's a 0% chance here that he's going to fold to any bet that he's committed himself to putting Pat all in.
Yeah. I think he said all in.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's
committed.
definitely committing it then. All right, let's see if we can do this again. Lee, Jack 7 on the button. Could be a hand to see.
Yeah, but now it's the same thing where you got to be careful opening your buttons because you know Pat's about to shove, and then you don't want to get into this exact spot.
There you go, Ace 9 suited. That's definitely doable.
So when Pat gets into the 6-5-4 big blind range,
you got to be more nervous.
You don't really want to start opening your buttons with Jack 7.
And now Lee's forced to call the other 72,000 because he already put enough chips here. It's not enough to fold.
And when there's not that many big blinds in the tournament, these turn into big spots.
Yeah. 60-40 here. A little better than that since Pat's suited.
I got the 60.
Yeah, I'm liking it. Drill's a 9, so now he's just down to a jack. Oh!
Non-club jack. 2 outs.
Deuce. So this is the hand that Joe and I talked about after the fact that it was like, uh-oh.
Right,
I'm rooting against a guy that I like, and I genuinely don't want to root against.
Aggression frequency 0. Oh man, these are great numbers.
Oh man, it's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
I'm gonna take screenshots of these and send them to Pat just to be like, this is great. This is great information.
All right, aggression frequency 0. VPIP
4%.
Jeez.
All right, well, we're winding down for our first part of this.
So only 2 eliminations. Casey
2
and
eliminated.
7, Aaron in 6.
Yeah.
Aaron got unlucky running an ace 9 into 10s. Casey had 10 big blinds and ripped it in with 4s and lost a race on the river to Aaron.
Yeah.
Who then lost
that ace 9.
Kind of cooler
10s.
blind.
Yeah, it was a cooler. Queen Jack from Instamuck. Is he going to get 2 in a row here on the button?
I think he's going to raise 35,000 if I'm going to guess correctly here.
All right, he's got some chips to chirping chips now.
35 is correct.
No cards for Anthony. Joe with the 8-9 suited is going to see a flop.
She's going to defend for sure.
Yeah.
19 to
Folks, if you're out there betting in
167.
Jill's big blind, just be well known that she is going to defend a lot. Ooh. Flops a jack, but gives her some outs, right?
Double gutter. 10 or 6 for Jill.
She's thinking about
This might be a spot where
Yeah.
she can lead. She doesn't. She checks.
Pat's going to continue a bet, but it's not really continuation because he did flop top pair with a very good kicker.
Yeah, he's still continuing.
She calls.
Just continue with a good hand.
Turn is a 4.
Pretty safe card.
Yep.
When she checks, I think you go
Yeah,
for.
I mean, he checked back. I like the check back.
Well, yeah. Why?
I mean, maybe Pat's thinking she turned a straight on him. I mean, she could have had 6-8, 86 suited clubs. It's close to what she has. It's an upside down 6. She bets into Pat. This is the second time she's bet in there. I talked to Jill about this hand
is
as
a
well.
Snap call.
Yep. I said to her, I think if you'd have bet more there, Pat might have folded. And she said, well, I was thinking that if she liked the value bluff there. Just the small bet, see what happens, and maybe get him to fold, thinking it's too small. It's a sneaky bet.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna fold ace highs probably.
Yeah.
And stuff
So
like that.
I think that was her justification or the reasoning of why she did it. Well, that's going to do it for part 1 of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre Final Table Tournament. Join us next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. for the finale of this pretty cool tournament.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Oh, last plug of the day.
What?
2K free roll if we get over 1,000 Instagram followers and 1,000 YouTube subscribers. We've been blasting it out on social media, on both of those medias, and we've gotten a nice little jump. So continue to do so. Share it with your friends, and help us out a little bit and get the channel to grow. And we're excited for it. So I'd like to do that
March
free roll.
1st?
If we make it, we might push back and see what happens, but I'm hoping we can get through. The goal is to get to 1K each, the race to 1K through the end of the month. So spread the word when you're at the WSOP this weekend. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.